Hi everybody, Marlene here. I just wanted to touch base with you on your discussion post requirements. I have finished grading the discussions for week 1. Overall, everybody did a great job. I just want to talk to you a little bit about what it means to engage in critical thinking in your discussion responses and how you go about making sure that you meet all of the discussion post requirements. I sent out an email to everyone today that gives you some guidelines. Make sure that you check in and look on your email and look at that email and read through it so that you really understand what those discussion guidelines are. The discussions are a big part of your grade in this class, and so I really want to make sure that everybody does well. Starting this week, your initial post requirements will be due by Wednesday at the end of the day. So please make sure you get those in by the end of the day on Wednesday, and make sure that you read that discussion question thoroughly so that you meet all of those requirements. You always want to make sure that you connect all discussion responses back to the textbook reading. This really demonstrates critical thinking, which I'll talk about in just a moment. Your 2 peer responses are due by the end of the week on Sunday, by the end of the day. Make sure when addressing these peer responses that you look at the requirements in the discussion post. You need to address those specific requirements in all of your discussion responses. Those should be outlined clearly in the question, but if you aren't sure about them, feel free to send me an email and ask for further clarification. Finally, critical thinking is a must for all of your responses, and I've sent out some detailed information as to what this means. Basically, it involves synthesizing the content from the textbook and applying it to the examples that you share. So while examples are very important in interpersonal communication, understanding how those examples relate to theory is even more important. So when we look at critical thinking, it's really about the use of effective reasoning based on data and information that we have collected. So we look at the data, we look at the research, we look at the evidence, and then we connect our examples back to that content. So you want to ask yourself in the discussions, how do I further this discussion? How do I look to advance the learning process? How do I engage in really academic discussion? Because that's really what we're after. The examples are wonderful. They show how the textbook relates to our real lives. But what we really want to do is take those examples and then connect them back to the textbook concept using solid reasoning, interpretations of the content, and we look at how that illustrates real life examples. If you haven't already done so, please make sure you read the discussion question guidelines in the syllabus and on our course content page. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. I think we're off to a great start, and I look forward to our discussions about social media this week. Thanks.